meditations by the lake. We're gonna switch it up today. So for the past month or two, I've been doing meditations by the lake, where I come sit by the lake, Lake Annecy, in the southeast of France, and I pick a quote or question or some type of sentence to meditate on. But I'm switching it up now. I'm going to try something new, and I have my one of my journals. So for the past 5 or 6 years, I've been journaling. I try to journal every day, but at least a couple times a week. And so what I want to do now is go from meditations to the lake to revelations by the lake. And so the idea of this concept is I want to pick a journal entry from sometime between 2022 when I first moved to France and now. And so I read the journal entry out loud. I put a picture, I take a picture of it, put it on here, and then I'm going to give myself advice, my younger self advice, with just the wisdom and the understanding that I have now. And hopefully, the advice that I give my younger self will also provide some value to you watching. So if you're someone who is struggling with getting to a breakthrough, struggling with overcoming temptation, struggling with just breaking old negative habits and doing something new, I think you may find value in this, because a lot of the stuff that I think I'll tell my older self is just to stay persistent and diligent, because a lot is on the way that you have no idea about. So let me just read a journal entry. So boom, I'm going to just pick one. Okay, so this is from April 9th, 2022. So I said, as I'm writing this, it's 12:20 p.m. on Saturday morning. I'm 12 hours into my 48-hour fast. I'm excited to move through the next 2 days. I was challenged by my friend Caleb to do this fast. I'm hoping the fast brings me peace and strength as I get realigned with God. I've been challenged a lot spiritually, as I knew I would, since being in Paris, and I've struggled with feeling stuck with a lot of temptation and laziness. It has caused me to get off track. So I'm praying that God renews my spirit during this fast. I'm praying that the Holy Spirit realigns or regains control over my eye gate, and that He leads me towards where I'm supposed to go next. I know I'm so close to a breakthrough, personally and professionally. I am down to my last bit of finances, but I'm trusting that God will supply my needs. I will be journaling often during this fast and working, writing for my client, and sleeping slash reading. My handwriting is crazy. Slash reading and listening for the Lord's direction. I feel motivated. Now's the time. Let's get it. This is April 9th, 2022. So if I can go back in time, what I would tell my younger self is fast more. You're doing this 48-hour fast, and this is probably the last time that you did it for the remainder of the year. So I would have told him to fast more, do more 48-hour fast, more 24-hour fast, because what that does is it realigns your positioning of your heart and your mind and your body. I find that when you fast, it really allows you to put your spirit first, and then your mind, and then your body last, instead of your body leading the way and being the leader of how you act and how you think and how you feel. And I would have told myself that because during this time I was clearly really motivated, really intentional about being aligned. But I know later that year I started to get off track. I started to lose track of just what my goal was. Something that I mentioned was how I'm getting to my last bit of finances. And so I would have told myself to really focus on that and just do the math, right? Do the math. Around this time, I was working with a writing client, and it's a guy in his 60s, a millionaire guy. He's had a business for over 20 years, and he actually just sold it late last year for over 100 million. And so he's a really rich guy. And one thing that he told me back in 2022, he told me like, hey, with your business, what you should do is do the math, make set a plan for how much you want to make professionally first. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be a billionaire, whatever you want to be, do the math, figure out how much that actually is, and including taxes. Think about what kind of house you want to have, what type of car you want to buy, what your lifestyle is going to be like. Envision that now and do the math, see how much it's all going to cost, and then build your business around how much you want to make personally. He said, build your business around how much you want to make personally, and just make a financial plan. And it's not going to be spot on, but if you have an idea of what kind of life you want to live, the type of finances to cost to sustain that life, then you can set clear goals on what you need to do for your business. And he told me that in 2022, and I just did that in 2025 this year. So I went 3 years just really grinding and kind of shooting darts in the sky without having exact clarity on what exactly I want to obtain. So I would tell myself in 2022, like, don't procrastinate any longer on your financial plan. Your financial plan is very, very important, both business and personal. And take the advice of this mentor who told you this information for a reason, because he wants to see you win. Don't just put it on a back burner. Be intentional about that. I know you hate to do it. I know that you don't like spreadsheets. I know you have a weird relationship with money, but the way to get over that is to reprogram your mind and reprogram how you think about money. If you have any trouble, just ask for guidance from the person who gave you this advice. He gave you that advice for a reason, because he wants you to do it. And he'll be willing to help you if you have trouble or you have questions, you get stuck along the way. So don't take advice for granted. Be take it with gratitude, knowing that there are people in the world who have a lot of wisdom in certain areas and who want to see you win. And so I think of myself in 2022, if I would have took that advice more seriously, I would be at a different place now financially versus having to keep running against these same roadblocks. So just to recap, I would tell myself 3 years ago, do more fasts, 48-hour, 24-hour fasts, to make sure that you're putting yourself in check. You're putting your spirit first, then your mind, then your body. That's the hierarchy of decision making. Spirit first, then mind, then body. Second, I would say to listen to the advice that you've been giving regarding your finances, because the person who gave it to you is someone who is a lot older and who has what you're trying to get to financially. So don't take it for granted. Take it with gratitude. So that's it. Maybe that's valuable to you. I'm not sure, but this is Revelations by the Lake in Annecy, France. See you on the next one. Peace and love.